Ah, the infamous driver's license. What does it mean to have a license to drive? To most drivers, regardless of their age, it means freedom to come and go when and where they please. It means more choices and more opportunities. But along with these benefits comes a lot of responsibility. Primarily the responsibility to drive safely every time you're in the highway transportation system. North America has the largest and safest highway transportation system in the world, with more freeways, traffic lights, cars, drivers, more everything than anywhere else. Although it may seem complicated, there are actually only 3 components to the highway transportation system: roadways, vehicles, and drivers. First is the system of over 4 million miles of roadways. These roadways have been engineered to help traffic move efficiently and safely over every mile, with control devices where roads cross or join together. The roadway system features all types of roads, on which people drive in all types of conditions. The second component is the collection of vehicles that operate on U.S. roadways. All kinds of vehicles operate on the roads. They operate at different speeds and are in different conditions, from brand new to vehicles that need a little attention. These differences can make for a complex driving environment. To survive it, we must know what other drivers might do, and we need to be aware of our own vehicle's limitations and how to adjust to them. The third element of the highway transportation system is the driver. Unfortunately, drivers are not exactly the safest element. More than 9 out of 10 crashes involve driver error. Of course, all drivers are different. They vary tremendously in terms of skill, knowledge, judgment, and driving habits. As a result, some are very safe, and others are everything but safe. Many of the everything but are new drivers. Newly licensed 16-year-olds. How do they compare with the average driver? For every mile they drive, they are 10 times more likely than an adult driver to have a crash. Even compared to 18-year-olds, they're twice as likely to experience a crash. Why is this? Are new drivers maniacs? Daredevils? No, but young drivers tend to drive differently compared to experienced drivers. They tend to drive too fast and pay less attention to driving. Plus, their visual searching and space management skills are not as developed as experienced drivers. And because of their inexperience, young drivers make more mistakes behind the wheel, like entering a curve a little too fast and going into a skid, or failing to see a pedestrian who steps into the street, or being distracted and not noticing that traffic has stopped. Maneuvering your car, keeping it on the road, turning corners, and handling curves, that's the easiest part. Doing these things while you're keeping up with everything going on outside your vehicle is where it gets really tricky. Experienced drivers learn to monitor potential trouble areas, using their eyes effectively while still concentrating on the road ahead. But new drivers often find it harder to actively scan the environment, identifying the important things and ignoring the others. Let's show you what we're talking about. Here's an exercise to test your powers of observation. Over a span of about 20 seconds, different colored words will appear on the screen. Your job is to count the number of red words that appear. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. How many red words did you count? If you counted 10 red words, you were correct. What about behind the words? What did you see in the background? Did you see the school bus? How about the police officer? Did you catch the guy on the bicycle? How about the railroad crossing sign? Did you see the construction zone? Sometimes drivers can miss the obvious. If you're too focused on one task, you might miss something else important in the driving scene ahead. Here's another one. Just read the sign that appears next. What did the sign say? Really? Let's take another look. Did you miss any words the first time? I love Ohio in the springtime. At times, it's very important to see the details. Sometimes you can see something only briefly, and then the brain goes ahead and completes the message. But sometimes the detail is not brought out for your additional consideration. Overall, you need to balance the need to see the details and the need to maintain a visual sense of the entire traffic scene around you. Seeing effectively is not easy, but it's the key to safe driving. Communicating your presence and plans to other drivers by signaling is also a big part of safe driving. But not everyone has time to communicate. So, it's up to you to maintain a clear space around your vehicle. The space between you and the car ahead is critical. It gives you time to react to sudden stops and speed changes, and helps you be a safer and smoother driver. Maintaining clear space in other areas is important too, such as space to the side and behind, and having enough space to enter traffic. Seeing, signaling, space, and the last of the S's is speed. It wipes out a lot of new drivers. Good driving is knowing when it's safe to drive the speed limit, and when you really should drive more slowly, like here and here. These good driving practices, seeing, signaling, space, and speed management, can help keep you out of trouble. Earning the privilege of driving is exciting. It may not be that long before you'll legally be able to drive on your own, but it's also serious. In fact, for most young people, driving is their first true adult responsibility, complete with real-world consequences. Unfortunately, many new drivers don't take driving as seriously as they should, and they drive in a risky manner. As a result, motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for teenagers. Although some people view driving as a right, they're wrong. Drivers have to earn the privilege of driving, and those who don't drive safely will lose that privilege. And going back to previous modes of transportation after you've earned your license can be a real downer. Driver education is mainly about minimizing your risk and the risk to others. It's also largely about prevention, specifically preventing collisions. Having a crash can have a serious impact on you, including vehicle damage, increases in insurance premiums, loss of your license, or worse, injury or loss of life. This course can't guarantee that you'll make it through the first year without a crash. Nothing can do that. What it can do is improve your odds.